On the news tonight, Governor Sheriff Oborevwori reiterates commitment towards boosting women economic status. State government advocates all-inclusive approach at solving nation's security challenges. Federal government sets to pay outstanding arrears to its workers. And abroad, Vatican announces date to elect new pope. Good evening and welcome to Delta Television Main News. I am Tony Elwaka. The state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, has reiterated the state government's commitment towards partnering with the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs towards boosting women economic status. Governor Oborevwori said this when he received the Minister of Women Affairs, Hajia Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, in his office at Government House, Asaba. Pere Botu has details.
Governor Oborevwori, represented by the State Deputy Governor, Sir Monde Oyeme, said the state government was ready to work with the minister to enable women benefit from the federal government's food and non-food items empowerment programs. He said he was satisfied to receive the minister after the defection of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) structure to the All Progressives Congress (APC, adding that the defection would benefit the state. Governor Oborevwori said he was happy that Delta had joined the mainstream politics at the federal level and promised that the government would work to ensure the success of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu and the more agenda for the benefits of the people. The Minister of Women Affairs, Hajia Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, said she was in the state to carry out an empowerment program under the renewed Hope Women Empowerment Program of the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. He commended Governor Sheriff Oborevwori and the PDP structure for defecting to the APC and gave an assurance that women in the state would not be left behind in the empowerment programs of the federal government. I am Pere Botu reporting.
Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has called on the National Institute for Security Studies, NISS, Abuja, to initiate a comprehensive security agenda that will include non-state actors in managing the nation's security challenges. Governor Oborevwori made the call when he received a courtesy visit. Participants at the Executive Intelligence Management Course, EIMC 18 of the NISS, were on a study tour of the state. Sound Okwodite reports.
The governor, who was represented by the secretary to the state government, Dr. Kingsley Emu, said non-state actors, including non-governmental organizations, the private sector, and individuals which are not directly managed by government, could be utilized to address security challenges in the country. He said the inclusion and regulation of non-state actors in security management could promote local ownership of security plans, intelligence gathering, and enhance collaboration to check insecurity. Governor Oborevwori advocated increased community engagement and more investment in their internal capabilities to address local and specific security issues. Citing examples of Delta State's massive job creation initiatives, as well as government community peace building institutions, the support for Tantita Security Services, a private security outfit, the governor advised the NISS to review its policy framework to enhance cooperation and coordination with the non-state actors. He thanked the NISS for choosing Delta State for its study tour and assured the members of government support in achieving a successful study tour.
State actors really domicile, they take specific areas and deal with the issues, not generalized issues. So in some cases, it almost borders around community policing. I mean, because you live in a locality, you begin to know that you need to provide solution based on that that community that you are addressing the issues or whatever.
The director of the National Institute for Security Studies, Mr. Ajinis Gele, said Delta State was one of the states chosen for the study tour because of its good handling of security issues. He assured the state government of collaboration in security matters.
We are here to hear Delta State's perspective in handling this issue. We are particularly keen to listen to your ideas, modus operandi in mitigating the threat posed by these non-state actors while fostering sustainable peace and development in Delta State.
The study tour, which has international participants from some African countries, including Chad, the Gambia, Rwanda, and Somalia, has as theme non-state actor in security management in Africa, issues, challenges, prospects to peace and development. Sams Opojite reporting.
The state deputy governor, Simon Oyeme, has called on traditional rulers, community leaders, political stakeholders, and corporate organizations to support the state to achieve its vaccination targets. Sir Oyeme made the call while flagging off the first round of the National Immunization Plus Days organized by the Delta State Primary Healthcare Development Agency in collaboration with the World Health Organization, WHO, and UNICEF in Asaba. Perabotu has details.
Oyeme, who was represented by the Deputy Chief of Staff, Government House Asaba, Sir Chris Osakwe, emphasized that the success of the oral polio vaccination campaign was a collective responsibility, especially parents and caregivers. He advised parents and guardians to present their children and wards for immunization, adding that the National Immunization Plus Days are designed to close the gap in routine immunization coverage. Sir Oyeme warned that polio causes paralysis and death and urged stakeholders to take advantage of the immunization days scheduled for May 3 to May 6, 2025. The Deputy Governor said the campaign targets children from 59 months old and below, adding that the vaccines will be administered from house to house and at fixed posts, schools, religious centers, markets, and transit locations.
Vaccination is a sure public health strategy for improving the health of vulnerable populations against vaccine-preventable diseases. It also saves the family income and increases the productivity of individuals.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joseph Onojaime, explained that polio was transmitted via the fecal oral route and was linked to poor sanitation, which remained a concern in parts of Nigeria. He revealed that while wild polio virus transmission had been altered in Nigeria, the variants of the disease still persisted and called on parents and caregivers to fully participate in the exercise.
Even though Nigeria has stopped the transmission of this wild polio virus, its variant is still prevalent in our country. Nigeria recorded 166 cases in 2023 and 122 cases in 2024.
The functional director of the Delta State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Paul Yinkore, assured the public that the vaccines are safe and are free of charge, noting that they are part of the state's commitment to eliminating polio and other vaccine-preventable diseases.
We must understand that polio is a viral disease that is transmissible through the global feral route. And unless we keep our environment tidy, let's make sure our children are properly vaccinated to control post-COVID also.
Partners, including the WHO, the UNICEF, and the Pediatrics Association of Nigeria, commended the state government for combating the disease and improving the state's health indicators. I am Pere Botu reporting.
Over 500 women from across the state have benefited from the Umata Charity Foundation of the wife of the state governor, Deaconess Tubore Oborewori Food Bank Initiative. The initiative is part of the Nigeria Governor's Wives Farum Kotali Food Bank program aimed at assisting families across the nation. Florence Oyibodoro has details.
Deaconess Oborewori said the food bank launch in Delta State was the first of its kind and is being done simultaneously by wives of governors across the federation. While acknowledging the state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori's support in making the initiative a reality, Deaconess Oborewori said the gesture will reduce hardship faced by the women and urged them to pray for the present administration to deliver more dividends of democracy to the people. She underscored the importance of women engaging in farming to support their homes and reduce costs of living, adding that the food distribution will be done quarterly in the state.
So we really encourage everybody in Delta States, especially the women, to have every home a garden in your home. It's very important. It will help. And by the grace of God, as we have started this program, God will give us the enablement and provision to continue.
Goodwill messages on the occasion commended Deaconess Oborewori for the food bank in Delta State, saying the initiative was a national statement because it aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals SDGs vision of eradicating poverty and hunger. They enjoined the beneficiaries to embrace farming. In their remarks, the wife of the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Josephine Emu, the member representing Oshimili South constituency in the State House of Assembly, Honorable Bridget Anyafulu, the State Commissioner for Women Affairs, Community and Social Development, Honorable Pat Ajudwa, and the Special Advisor to the State Governor on Women Development, Chief Eunice Anira, said the initiative will greatly improve the women's well-being.
Excellency, I thank you very much for this initiative that at every given point you pioneer developments that have not been done by other people. This is a mother that understands the plight of her children. She does not discriminate. They say we're giving two hands, one to help ourselves, the other to help others. She uses both her hands to help others. I have never seen.
Because you want us not to lack food, you will not lack food. You won't lack money to help the needy.
Be well with him, because he's the one that is pushing our mama. He is the one giving the support. It shall be well with him.
Items distributed included rice, beans, gari, cooking oil, tubers of yam, and melon. Some of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the gesture and prayed God to empower the governor's wife to sustain the program to enable more persons to benefit. Florence Oyibodoro reporting.
Meanwhile, mothers have been advised to avail themselves of the opportunity to get their little ones immunized against vaccine-preventable diseases to safeguard their health and the future of the nation. The advice came from mothers who brought their children for immunization at the flag-off ceremony of the 2025 National Immunization Plus Days vaccination campaign. Gloria Otolo reports.
State government, as well as the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, for giving the welfare of mothers and newborns top priority, and called on other mothers to make maximum use of the opportunity to get their children immunized.
Immunization is a very important thing to our children. And I want to tell the parents out there, the nursing mothers, they should bring their children to immunization.
In an interview, the functional director of the Delta State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Paul Yunkori, said the vaccines were free and safe, adding that the campaign was government's commitment to ridding the state of polio and other preventable childhood diseases.
Nigeria is very keen about advancing primary health care, which is the bedrock of all healthcare services.
Head of the Social Mobilization Development in the agency, Dr. Natalie Afebwame, stressed the need for mothers and other caregivers to safeguard their children's health against polio and other diseases.
We want to rid our state of the scourge of the polio disease. Let's avail ourselves of this great opportunity.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joseph Onajeme, in his address, said trained health workers would be deployed to vaccinate children 0 to 59 months from house to house and in health facilities across the states. The National Immunization Plus Days vaccination campaign, flagged off by the Deputy Chief of Staff, Government House, Sir Ifeanyi Osakwe, on behalf of the State Deputy Governor, Sir Monday Oyeme, featured a road walk that took participants from the Federal Medical Center Asaba to Stephen Keshi Stadium. The first round of the Immunization Plus Days will take place from May 3rd to May 6th. Gloria Otolo reporting.
State Ministry of Health, in collaboration with National Malaria Elimination Program, NMEP, and other development partners, is set to distribute 3.1 million free insecticide-treated nets, ITNs, to residents in the state next month. The exercise is targeted at eliminating malaria through the use of ITNs. An official of the Federation Ministry of Health in charge of the Delta State NMEP mass campaign, Dr. Osadare Joke, disclosed this at a media parley today in Asaba. Violence Monye reports.
Dr. Osadare said household registration and mobilization will be carried out in all local government areas in the state. She advised residents to maintain a clean environment and make use of the ITNs to prevent malaria.
The campaign, that is ITN campaign, to curb the prevalence and also the environmental sanitation that we mentioned inside, that everybody, every household should know that environmental sanitation is very, very important.
The project director for Global Malaria Program, Society for Family Health, Mr. John Ocholi, said the distribution would commence next month with every household first getting a slip indicating the number of members who will receive free nets. He encouraged all stakeholders to participate in efforts to end malaria, adding that proper tests and treatment should be carried out in all malaria cases. Mr. Ocholi said the nets are safe and best in preventing malaria.
People will be going from house to house to mobilize household with what we call a net token. So if they come to a household, they will ask how many people live in the house, and then they will generate a token because we're using technology.
The media communications manager of the Society for Family Health and campaign manager, Delta Mass Net Distribution Campaign, Mr. Daniel Boy, said malaria is a major cause of absenteeism in schools and offices. Hence, everyone must join in efforts to make the people embrace the use of insecticide-treated nets. He said the mobilization will commence 8 May and end 15 May, while distribution will begin 25th May to 30th May, and enjoined Deltans to ensure proper use and maintenance of the nets.
And we're hoping that we will work closely with the media to ensure that information is disseminated and provided to all Deltans to ensure that they take up these nets and they sleep and use the nets correctly.
The country director of the Nigeria End of Life Nets ITN, Eolin Plastic Waste Management, one of the program's partners, Dr. Godwin Ajabon, expressed support for the campaign, emphasizing proper environmental management of expired or damaged nets through recycling. He encouraged individuals with old or damaged nets to bring them during the distribution in exchange for new ones.
The nylons, the bale sacks, they are very, very useful. So in this campaign, we expect that when households are coming to pick their nets, they will come with their old expired nets. It is not mandatory that you must bring an old net to get a new net, no. But we're trying to recover all the nets and recycle them.
Violet Moye reporting.
The Delta and Lagos State Houses of Assembly have promised to strengthen interstate legislative ties for the growth of both states and their citizens. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Emomotimi Guo, and the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, said that this is a reception held in honor of Honorable Obasa by Honorable Guo shortly after Governor Sheriff Oborewori and the entire People's Democratic Party (PDP) structure in the state formally joined the All Progressive Congress (APC). Honorable Guo said both states had great potentials for growth, adding that effective legislative cooperation would further promote good governance in both states and improve the well-being of the people. In his remarks, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Obasa, said the visit was as a result of the growing friendship between Lagos and Delta State. He described Governor Sheriff Oborewori as a personal friend, noting that the governors joining the APC would enhance development in the state. Honorable Obasa said he was looking forward to exploring greater opportunities for great state. Present at the reception were the majority leader of the State House of Assembly, Honorable Emeka Nwobi, the member representing Burutu 2 constituency, Honorable Oloye Periotu, the Presidential Amnesty Coordinator, Dr. Dennis Otuaro, and Chief of Staff, Honorable Guo, Mr. Thangard Saibi. Vice President Kashim Shettima has advised the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, to play an active role in the economic reforms of President Bola Tinubu's administration to ensure improved revenue generation and boost economic growth. The Vice President gave the advice while declaring open this year's retreat for members of the Commission held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Alhaji Shettima said the RMAFC could help the federal government achieve its aim in repositioning the country's economy by optimizing revenue generation through improved tax systems. The Vice President, who was represented, said the Commission occupies a critical position in the fiscal health and cohesion of the country. Hence, its members should be abreast of new trends in fiscal management. The federal government is set to pay the outstanding 5 months 35,000 naira wage award arrears to its workers. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, OAGF, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja. The OAGF explained that the federal government had previously paid 5 months wage award to federal government employees in installment, adding that the outstanding arrears would be disbursed in installments of 35,000 naira per month for 5 months. The OAGF stated that the first installment of the outstanding wage award arrears would be paid after the April 2025 salary. The Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has urged the Police Service Commission, PSC, to reposition the Nigeria Police Force, NPF. Senator Akpabio, who said this during the induction program for board members of the PSC, said Nigeria stands at a threshold where its police force must not be seen merely as an arm of coercion, but as an engine of trust, justice, and public service. He charged the board members to see their new position as a call to serve. Senator Akpabio, who was represented by the Deputy State President, Senator Jariu Jibril, said without a police force rooted in justice and trust by the people, the foundations of democracy would crumble. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, told the board that the federal government envisions the support a good governance where no individual acts in isolation. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has charged officers and soldiers to explore ingenious and workable ideas for mitigating emerging threats. General Oluyede gave the charge during the Combat Arms Training Week, co-hosted by the Nigerian Army Infantry Corps and Armored Corps in Bauchi. The Army Chief also urged the officers and soldiers to demonstrate purposeful leadership, resilience, and unwavering commitment to mission objectives while maximizing the available resources. He said the training week with the theme, Strengthening Combat Arms Cooperation in a Joint Environment, a prerequisite for success in counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations, was due to the complexity and fluid battle space in which the Army currently operates, adding that the success of the Nigerian Army operations depended on the combat arms' ability to harness their strength in cohesion. The National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA), Lagos Operations Office, and other stakeholders have received 203 vulnerable Nigerian returnees from Libya. In a social media post today, NEMA said the returnees were received at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport Cargo Terminal in Lagos. They returned in an Al Burak Boeing chartered flight. You're watching Delta Television Main News. Still to come, Vatican announces date to elect new Pope. Details on this story and more after this short break. Please stay with us.
If tanker wey carry fuel fall or pipe wey carry fuel for underground burst, wetin you go do? You go begin bail fuel put for your bucket, or you go run comot far for where the fire go soon come. Na only small time you get to take this wise decision. Waka comot, no, that one no dey enough. Shift, no, that one no dey enough. Stay there dey gist and take pictures with your phone. That na madness. Run, yes, run comot. Yes, your life depend on wetin you do. The fire go come at once and you no go fit control am. Why? Petrol dey catch fire easily. Why? Na just small spark go start big fire. So no stay there dey think. Run comot quick to save your life. No throway your life away because of say you wan pack petrol. Take this advice. This informate na from Public Enlightenment Office, Delta Broadcasting Service, Asaba.
Welcome back. You're watching the Delta Television Main News. And abroad, the Vatican has announced that Catholic cardinals will meet next month to engage in a conclave or private meeting starting May 7 to elect new Pope. The announcement followed the death and burial on Saturday of Pope Francis, who died at the age of 88 on Easter Monday. Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni said the cardinals will take part in a solemn mass at St. Peter's Basilica, after which those eligible to vote would gather in the Sistine Chapel for the secretive ballot. The closed-door meeting will involve about 135 cardinals from across the world. Once they enter the chapel, the cardinals are prevented from communication with the outside world until a new pope is elected. Although there is no deadline on how long it will take to elect the next pope, the previous two conclaves, held in 2005 and 2013, lasted just 2 days. To business. Let's join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector.
Industry operators and experts have questioned the operational integrity of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, particularly regarding transparency, efficiency, and overall management of Nigeria's refineries under its purview. This is after the revelation that the Warri Refinery and Petrochemical Company has remained shut since January 25, 2025 due to safety issues in its crude distillation unit's main heater. An April 2025 document on the midstream and downstream sector obtained from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority revealed that the refinery, which consumed $897.6 million in maintenance costs, failed to produce premium motor spirits known as petrol and was shut down barely a month after former NNPC Group Chief Executive Officer Lelekiaru declared it operational. Industry operators and experts described these as disheartening, while further findings showed that the Port Harcourt Refinery Company, which resumed operations in November 2024, has been operating below 40% capacity. Report says that the 125,000 barrels per day capacity Warri Refinery, which had been moribund for decades due to technical issues, was brought back to life by the National Oil Company on December 30th, 2024. Situated in Ekpan, Uye, and Ubeje areas of Warri, the petrochemical plant has an annual production capacity of 13,000 metric tons of polypropylene and 18,000 metric tons of carbon black. Commissioned in 1978, the Warri Refinery Petrochemical Company is operated by the NNPC and was established to cater to the markets in Nigerian southern and southwestern regions.
That's our news. Now to our thought for the day. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. To end the Delta Television main news, here are the highlights. The state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevori, has reiterated the state government's commitment to partner with the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs towards boosting women economic status. Governor Oborevori said this when he received the Minister of Women Affairs, Hajia Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, in his office at Government House, Asaba. Governor Sheriff Oborevori has called on the National Institute for Security Studies, NISS Abuja, to initiate a comprehensive security agenda that will include non-state actors in managing the nation's security challenges. Governor Oborevori made the call when he received on the courtesy visit participants of the Executive Intelligence Management Course, EIMC 18, of the NISS, who are on a study tour of the state. The federal government is set to pay the outstanding 5-month 35,000 naira wage award arrears to its workers. And finally, abroad, the Vatican has announced that Catholic cardinals will meet next month to engage in a conclave or private meeting starting May 7 to elect the next pope. That's the size of our package tonight. On behalf of the production team, I am Tony Ilwaka. Have a good evening.